Hi guys, welcome to this new week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video from last week. I challenge you to check in with yourself and ask yourself, how did it go when you said that you wanted to create what you wanted to create? That's what I left you with. What do you want to create this week? So what I have for you for this week is to reflect on it. What went well? What choices did you make? What choices could you have made? And not in a way of judging yourself, just a way of starting to create some awareness, because awareness is everything. And so if we have the intention, we have something we desire to create, then as I explained in the last video, it's as simple as reflecting on what choices, opening your eyes to what choices are available to you that could start creating that, and which choices are not going to create that, and which choices do you keep choosing that you already know the results of, but you keep choosing them anyway. And so I have to admit a couple of things as I get started on this next video. There's a couple of things also that I want to say and mention before we really dive in. First is, when I think of the question on how it applied to me, I admitted to all of you that what I wanted to create was focusing on myself. I've been going around me has been tremendous change, both within my control and out of my control. And I've really been focusing on trying my best to practice as I preach, as they say. And that even included doing something very uncomfortable today, extremely uncomfortable. And those that really know me or have known me for a long time know my pattern of being a workaholic and how hard it is for me to take a day to myself. And not just take a day to myself, I challenged myself to have moments of detox. I say moments because in this day and age, it's interesting how hard it is to genuinely let go of our phone. But there were about 3 or 4 messages that were important that I was grateful I caught. So I put it away after checking in the morning, gave myself a couple of hours of detoxing from technology. And oh, the space that was. What's interesting though is when you give yourself that space, in case any of you are ever curious to try it, get ready, because when there's no noise, everything comes up. Okay? When there's no distraction, everything comes up. So with that in mind, I had a lot of things come up, which is exactly what I was trying to create. I really needed to make space. I could feel it. I feel lots of change, even more so, but specific to me. There's a lot that I'm just like a step away from, and I can sense it and I can feel it. And so part of my overwhelm is not just processing what's happening around me, but processing what's available to me as I continue to choose the way that I've mentioned in the past 2 videos. I've admitted to you guys that I'm in a space of choosing courage. And I think I gave the disclaimer, I'm in my feels today, okay? So it's gonna come up because it's scary. It's very scary. One, to start over. Many of you know that I've been in a place of starting over, now going into 40 and starting over. And some parts of my life look like I'm 18. Some parts of my life look like I'm 30. Some parts of my life look like I'm 40. So it's been, I feel like, I don't know, just this mix of, like I've been saying, just integration, everything coming together. And in the end, it's beautiful. But anyway, let me not get sidetracked. So with that, I just also want to thank those of you that have been watching this. When I opened this, I meant what I said. I was going to do this for it to reach whomever it needs to reach, whomever is needing to hear what I have to say. because I need to let go of judgments. I need to let go of worrying on how to please people, what to say, what not to say. I just literally need to speak whatever my heart feels is necessary to be said. And in whatever way it needs to be said. I'm not someone that engages in arguments or, I just feel like that can create such a distraction in itself within our own paths. And so that's not my intention here. I literally just want to share my lightness. And by lightness, I mean my truth. And by lightness, if it also is taken like brightness, well, then that's okay too. Because I need to be better about embracing that also. Embracing that truth. Because today I got a text message from a client who showed me a picture of her then sharing my video to a bunch of her clients. And I just felt so grateful. It was an overwhelm of gratitude, and especially after allowing myself to be in the space that I chose today. Because like I mentioned, it was challenging, But anyway, on to the second part, okay? The main part of what I wanted to share in today's video. And thank you again for that beautiful individual, you know who you are, that shared with me that I need to continue to do this. It made it so that it ended a day of reflection, a day of releasing, confronting. I think that's the best word. I confronted a lot of things that normally I'm too busy to look at. But if I don't look at them, I can't release them. And if I can't release it, I can't make space for more, for new, for change, for the things I'm asking for. I usually tell my clients when I'm teaching them, many times I'll say, we make a request the size of a house to the universe. I'm not saying you're requesting the house, but I'm saying, to put it in perspective, you're making a request the size of a house, but all you have room for is a closet. How's that gonna work? So after these past couple of weeks, having moments of overwhelm and uncertainty, I took the moment to realize you got to take the time to make space. There's a lot here, and especially a lot of it is energetic. And if you don't take the moment to see what's coming up, if you don't take the moment to see what's in your space, then how can you then invite more if there isn't space for it? And so I worked on clearing a lot of things today, looking at what's showing up, what's there, and I invite you to do the same. And in a way, it was part of what I chose to do when I challenged last week on creation. And for me, that was part of what I needed to continue to do with my creation of what I wanted to create. I wanted to focus on myself. And I just, throughout the week, I did notice the moments that are pulling me. There's this lesson that I love to teach, that I teach often to many groups. And it's the idea, and I wish I could remember, I do know it was on social media. I wish I could remember who it was that taught it, but it was the idea of signal versus noise. It's a very simple idea, but it really has helped me center myself in the moment, especially with that question of what are you trying to create? And so signal is when you're receiving the signal. And for many of us, and let me make sure I mention this, especially for new listeners or anyone that doesn't know me too well, everything that I talk about, I do it in a way that's non-denominational. I do it that way on purpose because I love something that Anita Majani said in one of her books. And just so y'all know, I'm a big fan. Anita Morjani, sorry. Blah, 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 blah. My words got stuck. Anyway, one of my favorite things that Anita mentions is wisdom that her mother passed on to her because she was bullied for being Hindu while attending a Catholic school. And her mom, she was afraid she was going to go to hell because everyone had told her she was damned to hell for not having the same beliefs. And when she went home crying, her mother had said, honey, religion is just a path, and we all take different paths to the same truth. I share that with you with Anita's mom's advice because that'll help you understand how I present things on this channel. Okay? I present it in a way where it's just a point of view, and it's just another way of seeing something. And for some, it'll be what you needed, a different point of view that can open more for you. And for others, it's not for you, and that's okay. I am totally okay with that. Like I've mentioned, this is meant for whomever this is meant for. Okay? But anyway, signal versus noise. So something that I'm very grateful for in choosing this space today is that I was able to get back to the signal. Because the signal, whatever you worship, and that's why I brought up that whole thing of Anita and the paths, whatever you want to call it, whatever you worship, okay? I say it's our grand connection to that master intelligence, that higher power, the universe, okay? Call it whatever you want to call it. Some people call it Gaia, some people call it, the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it. We're all connected to it. I also often say we are the drop of water and the ocean all at the same time. We're all connected. And I also say we are the spark of the same flame. Okay? So with that in mind, okay, if you stay with me with that, this whole signal versus noise thing. Signal is when you're receiving. You're receiving from that master signal. Okay, the signal that's within you, that's a part of you that you're connecting to. I also call it plugging in. And that's credit also to one of my nieces. She really taught me that, and I love it. Plugging in, which is what I technically did today too. But anyway, then there's noise. Noise is all the other crap that distracts us, that pulls us, that makes it so that you get distracted from that signal. And so part of me wanting to create, focusing on myself, was getting back to that signal. And I feel, even though it was hard for me to choose it, because it's hard for me to take time off. It was hard for me to step into it. It was hard for me to sit with it. It was hard to do all the things. I feel so much lighter already today. Like I'm excited to go back to work. I was not like this last night. So it's just proof it works. Okay? Plugging in. It's probably what I should talk about on the next call. So conflicted because I still need to get back to my no doubt experience. It's all going to come out. I just need to keep going with it. But anyway, let me at least get ready to close this one. Okay? Sorry, I didn't get to finish earlier. I almost did. I got interrupted because just like I teach that when you make space, new things arrive. And it's going to sound silly, but Sammy brought me an ice cream. So I got to enjoy that and have some dinner real quick. But anyway, just to close up, I want to make sure I close up on a couple of things. First off is wrapping up on the idea of signal versus noise. So what I challenge you this week is to ask yourself, how can I create more signal, less noise? Where do you need to be? What do you need to turn off? Where does your attention need to be? Where is the place that you receive signal? In the same way that we get our phones when, we're in a place that doesn't receive a lot of signal and we're looking silly walking around. Think of yourself the same way. Like, you're functioning the same way, trying to find signal. So where's the spot for sure you'll be able to connect? For some people, it's nature. Some people, it's music. Some people, it's a place of worship. It's a space of worship. Prayer, meditation, particular practice. For me, the access bars is easy one way for me to refill, which I got to have some today. So grateful. And that reminds me, before this call is over, I don't know why I call it call. I'm used to it because I do a lot of virtual calls with my clients. Before this video is over, a shout out to Kim. This weekend she offered her home in Sholo and was very grateful for that. That's where I started to plug in, and to be honest, that's actually what opened my awareness to how much I was drowning in the noise. And that is why when I got back last night, I knew that I needed to listen to that awareness, to listen to that signal, as I was able to receive a lot of signal in that space. Because a big part for me, guys, that you're going to get to know, if you don't know already, nature is it for me. Gosh, it's my place of worship, my place of connection, my place of everything. That's where I get most creative, is engaging in nature. But anyway, so thank you, Kim. What else? I want to thank a good dear friend of mine named Katie. She recommended this book, which I took with me, and I'm bringing it up because part of what I want to wrap up this call with, the name of the book, in case any of you have ever read it, it's my first time reading it. It's called Big Magic: Creative Living Beyond Fear. And gosh, it was so spot on this weekend. And I'm not even too far in, but man, what I did get to engage with, especially as it related to fear. With my clients, I always teach fear as being like a toddler. And I do it on purpose that way, because many times we make fear very big and very powerful, and it takes over us. We make this big scary thing, when in reality it's just this cute little thing that's just trying to keep you safe, trying to protect you. And so I always describe to my clients, picture fear like a little toddler crying and cute and worried about you, and you just grabbing its little hand and saying, I know you're worried, but everything's gonna be okay. We're doing this anyway. And take it along with you. It works for me. And so today, working through everything I did today and really reconnecting helped me remember that it's not as big as I make it. I'm bigger. The power that I'm connected to, that source that we were talking about, is greater than fear. So fear is something that comes with the human experience, just to ensure survival and keep you safe. That's it. And so, your nervous system and your brain will want to tell you things based off of past experiences. But when you allow it to turn into noise and turn into this big thing, it can create the biggest limitations in your life. And so I invite you to that as well. Not only where can you go to increase the signal this week, what can you do to increase the signal this week, but what have you been fearing that you can now bring along with you and do it anyway, so that you can finally do it. Anyway, that's what I leave with you guys with this week. I'm very grateful for how it played out and the fact that I did create some time for me. I feel so good and so ready. I feel like tomorrow with my clients, I'm going to show up in a way that I wouldn't have been able to show up if I hadn't plugged in, if I hadn't taken this time. And so one of the last things I'll leave you with, that is what I also use as my, what pushes me and really makes me do it, when I struggle to take time to myself is a quote on self-care, and you're going to hear me bring it up a lot. Self-care is giving the best of you, not what's left of you. And I was giving leftovers lately. And so I'm excited to give the best of me the rest of this week. I wish you well as well.